That's crazy. Okay, guys. I will continue, but do you want me to just go to the start? Oh, no, we can't. We gotta watch from here. All right, all good. Don't worry. Because I didn't watch from the start. Don't worry about it. All right, here we go. Free camera. Close this. Bring up the last hits and denies. All right, let's see what's interesting here. So we got Slanderous playing support Venge with Avenging Missile. Pos 1 Abba. Make up the first minutes. They all ran around in a circle in the middle. They went around the towers together. They gave each other high fives and tangos and then said, I love you very much. I respect you as a human being. And then they went to their lanes and then they started playing the game. So Moon 7 Silver is playing Pos 1 on Abaddon, my least favorite hero to see. J-Bud on Leshrac. This hero is very powerful. I have seen the Leshrac versus DP matchup. I do think it's Leshrac favored. Especially later on, this Diabolic Edict damage is insane. Top lane though, this Raisin, who was playing Marcy last time, is playing this time on the Troll. Troll's an interesting pickup here. I think it's actually pretty good, but he can just get stuck to the Abaddon until he does get, I think it's the Aghanim Scepter or the Shard or something. There's a way where he can change, but yeah, there we go. J-Bud presses his W spell, just deletes him in the middle lane. That's kind of what I expected in this kind of setup here. So nicely done from J-Bud. Does go and get both runes as well. Kind of a miserable time here is going to be for the Death Prophet. I think he could have pushed in the lane into the tower to make the DP lose this whole wave of XP. That might have been a better play, but all good. Managed to get both runes as well. Keklik, who I think did very well on the Lich last time, is playing Lich again. This time he is there, does get the suck, understands what he needs to do here, but does cop 2 attacks for his problems. Jonesy is going to take a little bit of damage. Raisin is going to swap over to the melee, but does get that lucky little root to fire. Bone says, no, my friend. And just like that, they overcommit a little bit onto Keklik. This Sinister Gaze spell is very, very nice. Moon 7 Silver, though, on bottom lane says, brother, you're not playing Visage this time. I'm not too scared. And that is going to be Moon 7 Silver getting a kill on the bottom lane. Maxing out that Curse of Vernus. Very annoying. But Hoshi Batista playing that Pos for Earthshaker. Earthshaker extremely powerful. One of the better heroes this patch, I will say for sure. A little bit down on DP. I think DP is strong, but I don't think the stronger heroes. Needs a really good game to pop off. When it does, it looks really, really good. And the Fire Burns, who was playing Lion last time, is now playing Hoodwink. Nice to see. It does have the Go Nuts. I think most people are taking the other one these days. Oh no, they're taking this one. I apologize. The other one is the one where your ulti charges up faster. Is there any good break targets? Yes, there is. Hitting Troll with the break does get rid of all his fervor. Doesn't get rid of, but stops him from gaining fervor stacks. That's quite nice. And then this is going to be the next Lotus going towards them as well. Oh, moves are happening here. Keklik is going to die to this Leshrac. Yeah, definitely. But Neku is going to be doing some double suck. Kind of a mistake from Tafire Burns here. It does manage to give him an extra heal by getting up into the high ground. And Neku comes through. Manages to split the damage with the Leshrac. Are you going to move forward? I don't think you can survive this Slenderous P. You're not as strong as you think you are. Yeah, these spooky ghosts that are touching you are going to suck away your life force. And you never want to be sucked by a ghost unless that's what you're into. And if you're into that, I respect it, but not for me. Thank you very much. Hoshi Batista is here. Neku's coming forward, does hit the stun, and Neku says, thank you very much for that third 3-piece feed. Gets to triple. Nicely done, and it's very tough to kill him without this Diabolic Edict. Neku bringing their way back into this game. A quick look at the last hits and denies here. Raisin doing very well, Jonesy doing very well, as we expected from last time. Moon 7 Silver up towards that 30 CS mark as well. But Raisin, yeah, that's the triple evade. He does have ulti. Misses the nuke. Raisin just going to be running. Yeah, it does have attack very, very fast here. The Fireburn's trying to do something, but I think it was all over once he hit that bushwhack, unfortunately. Figure has made their way up to the top lane. Probably wants to block off to Fire Burns here, but don't forget, we'll be able to just scurry through the trees. It's going to be very miserable for the enemy hero to come through. Slenderous P does get the Wisdom Rune. Makes their way down to bottom. Moon 7 Silver is level 5. They want to turn. They do actually hit the stun. I think this is going to be Prosto like dead. Oh no, unfortunately not. But Raisin at the top lane does find Fire Burns with the help of that Shaker. And bottom lane, Not going to find too much else. The Spear of Mars does push away that Moon 7 Silver. Mid lane, J-Bot getting some suck. And this time Neku says, brother, I've got 4 in suck now. Not as weak as you think I am. I'm surprised, actually. I thought Diabolic Edict would easily outdamage that, if I'm being honest. Nice to see that that's how that works. Both laners in the bottom lane are moving their way out. Hoshi Batista is pinged out by the pink player. That is Mars. Neku going straight towards that Witchblade. That's nice little slow on the auto attack. Lets you catch up with the Spirit Siphon. Lets you hit people under the Exo as well. I think it looked really good for J-Bot here, but unfortunately giving away those 3 kills was very unfortunate for him. Towards Neku, I think this game could have gone a lot more different. Hoshi Batista is here as well, just roaming around quite a bit. The Fireburn is found here on top of him. Neku makes their way here, hits the Exo. Yeah, actually hits the Dawn ult. The Dawn ult is going to run forward. Does not work out as they expect. Jonesy is getting his suck. No, do not dive the tower, my friend. Tries to dive the tower and feeds his life away, unfortunately. Getting that bit of a necro treatment right now. Nice little double stun on the backside here. Hoshi Batista trying to do something, but Neku, they're just fighting underneath the ulti, but J-Pod presses his W button, gets some free damage without doing too much. He's going to run to Keklik here. It's probably going to end up killing him as well. I think he's going to survive. Oh, one little auto attack. I think if he got one more auto attack off, probably would have survived. Neku, don't let him get the double suck here, my friend. And yeah, that's a very powerful exorcism ulti from Neku. Just loving people running into him, getting absolutely deleted by the spirit damages from the exorcism. Nicely done. A little bit of respect and not being shown towards this Death Prophet hero. When he presses Exo, it's very tough to fight into them. Her, rather. Jump over to the net worth. 5.5k again on Raisin. It seems like they're just doing better in the lanes in general on Radiance Blinkers compared to Pigs. But this time I'm a little bit worried for Pigs because they don't have the Warlock, they don't have any hero like that that can just contribute and come to a fight and just do so much damage. They also don't have instant pickup with Lion. They don't have that instant burst. It's a little bit more different. This is going to be a little bit different this time. I think a lot of this game is actually on J-Bud. Needs to make sure that he has a good game. They should have a pretty good setup. Yeah, dude, the Battle Fury timing is crazy. It's actually insanely fast. It's fucking crazy. They are going in on mid. Neku does get the double suck. They are trying to kill Neku. There is no double suck, but yeah, that is going to be the death of him. They do just stand there. Diabolic Edict, the wave of terror, as well as the swap to start it all off. But Hoshi Batista on the bottom lane does find the fire burns with the help of that Arena of Blood, and there is battles all over the place here in every single lane. They do have the ulti here on Abba. Not the worst timing. They probably just want to proc it and then get their way out, but they are moving a bit forward. Here comes the heal that comes through. Prostelek is going to be found right on the very end. Doesn't have any nukes, just a W here. Moon7 Silver does come through. He's going to have to press the ulti maybe on Moon7 Silver. Does. Continues going back and forth. Jonesy is going to die. Moon7 Silver does need to make sure that he is not going to kill himself. Hoshi Batista is here. Does not have the ulti. Oh, I tell a lie, he does, but he moves forward. The Fire Burns makes their way here as well. And just like that, they do find him. Neku is not as weak as you think he is. Moon7 Silver trying to run around. Fire Burns is here. The Exo is procced. They probably do just want to chill. Oh, they actually going for the swap. Are you sure? You do not have your Diabolic Edict here. There's going to be a double suck, but they send in the ulti as well. But oh, they do make it work with the use of that Neku, or rather that Fire Burns Sharpshooter. I think that goes a little bit cleaner if Lesh is there to clean it all up with that Diabolic Edict and contribute with that Split Earth. But all things considered, not the worst. I think the big question mark for me right now in this game is this insane Battle Fury timing for this troll. How did he even get to this point? But Hoshi Batista once again manages to find someone on the backside with this fissure, doing a really nice job, not even using his echo. So nicely done. He got pushed out. I'm like, how did he die here? But it was here. It's because of the slugger. Blink Dagger timing is also insanely fast here for Hoshi Batista, I'm not gonna lie. He is very, very close with that 90 gold. Only 90 gold away. It's insanely fast timing. Slender SP is level 9, by the way. How did this happen? I guess he just survived every single fight. That's really high level for this point in the game. 3 levels higher than his corresponding support. So, nicely done from him. Keep an eye here on Raisin. You can see his net worth just exploding here. Nicely done from Raisin. Keklik is going to be found. They do blink forward here on J-Bard. There's going to be the death of him with the help of that sharpshooter, and just a freebie in the mid lane. Nicely done from Defire, Bones, and J-Bot, and this is going to be a nice little duo for them to play together while they are not challenged by any of this counter initiation from the Shaker. But Shaker does have his blink, does have the smoke, wants to try and get the solo kill, I guess, with his player in mid. Let's see what happens here.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help.
They do send the smoke. Smoke is a little bit wasted at this point. I only have about, I think, 15 seconds left. I can't alt-click it. I'm not sure where they want to go with this. Just wasting a whole bunch of time. I guess they want to counter-initiate on this J-Bot initiation. They do need to be a little bit careful. Lich is here. They do see Lich, but they are going to back out in time. This smoke is running out right now for the Earthshaker. Meanwhile, in mid, Slender SP is here standing behind his Lich. They do see him on the ward. Nice little ward here. Placed by Keklik, by the way. Hoshi Batista is here. They are going to run into each other, I think. Can they get the last hit? I'm not sure if they can actually get the kill. DP sends the ult with arcane damage. Arcane damage or amplify damage? Will make the push extremely powerful. I think they can maybe go for a swap play if they go for swap into stun and Diabolic Edict, but they choose to just give up the tower, which I respect. Sitting here on the board, and they do jump forward. Hoshi Batista with that blink, they are going to try and find something. The fire burns does come through, lots of heals. Here comes the stun onto Neku. They blink forward on J-Bud, and yeah, Neku, this is a DP with DD, I think. Oh, don't give him the double suck, guys, please, I'm begging you. Stop running into him. Oh, that's okay, no worries. Jonesy makes their way out here as well. They do kill the Lich as well. Prosto Leg is here. Exorcism used. That's going to be definitely a solo kill here from Prosto Leg. Sending that ulti, why not? Get yourself a free cheeky 373 gold. And then this is going to be Earthshaker as well. Earthshaker does have that blink dagger. Didn't manage to use the echo as well, but they did manage to get the kill off the side as well. Troll Warlord here pops the ulti, takes this free stack. He says to the Radiant team, thank you so much. See how this goes from here. Already almost got the BKB. I'm not sure if he needed BKB first. I think he could have gone for like a Manta or something. Some other item that he could have improved his farming speed and then gone from there. But look, he's the carry player. I'm a measly support player. I don't really know too much about this A-clicking the grounds business.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
Jonesy once again going straight for that Ags, but actually stopped off for a Spirit Vessel on the way. I think this is actually pretty decent, very good against Death Prophet, and they don't have a natural Dispel unlike Abaddon on the Radiant team. I think I really want to see where Abba goes from here. He's going to go for Ratty. It's quite a late Radiance. I've seen later, but I've seen earlier as well, guys. We'll see where they go from here. Neku definitely being the pinpoint of where they want to play the map. I think this little movement here on this tier 1 tower at top is going to be a little bit too late. They are going to be able to set up a defense for it. Prosto League does have that Arena of Blood shortly. There is always this Blink Echo Slam ready to go as well. And they are respecting it. J-Bud pops the W. The Diabolic Edict, but use it just to farm a little bit. Oh, they see the TP's in. They hit the stun. They do. Perfect timing. Nicely done. That's going to be absolute deletion from here. Prosto League, they do send the ulti. J-Bud is directly stuck right on top of the two of them. They do hit the stun on top. This is the BKB. This is a 9-second BKB, but just like that, it's a double suck into the Ags ulti, not Ags ulti, rather the Chain Frost from Lich. And even with a start off with a really nice start there, doesn't quite work out how they expected to go because they just ran out of damage from there. This Mars hero is quite good until you get that BKB, and I believe that's what Leshrac needs to buy after this Kaya. We'll see where we go from here, though. DP does have that Yules. Nice to see. That can, of course, keep healing him while he is sucking. Set up some sucks and Yules himself and go up to a whole bunch of health. Really nicely done.
Radiance top tower's taking hits.
I'm going to go for the Ags afterwards. Now, if I'm not mistaken, guys, the Ags is the one where when they get hit by a spell, they get a ghost, and you get some extra lifesteal from it. Yeah, that's right. Kind of a really nice, especially if it's multiple people with the Crypt Swarm, it's multiple people with the Silence. I believe it also makes a ghost when you target someone. Oh, bottom lane! I hear an echo, and there it is. Oh, it just goes flying. No fissure on the ground here, guys, but trust me, there's a fissure on the floor here. And Hoshi Batista showing us how it's done on this Pos 4 Earthshaker. And this is kind of how the game started in Game 1, guys. If you guys weren't here for Game 1. We'll have to see how it goes for them in Game 2, but this is going to be another find here for Slender SP. They are on top of this Vengeful Spirit, and unfortunately this is the way for Vengeful Spirit. Sometimes you just die and there's not a lot that you can do. I think the game is just going to get even harder from here for the Piggies. Again, like I said when I first started watching this game, they do not have a way to easily have a high ground defense. Moon 7 Silver is here, trying to find Neku, trying to do something. They're trying to send out some nukes, but he's surviving for now. Aphotic Shield is procced, there's the ulti is used, and this is going to be the death of him as well. Cross the leg is used. Wait, actually, on the I tell a lie, guys, nice Yules there after the J-Bot ulti, but here comes Raisin. He says, I'm pressing R and A-clicking and hoping for the best, and the Chain Frost helps that immensely. Slender SP goes down on the backline. Jonesy's trying to find something, might find something, but doesn't, and there's going to be a 5-man wipe here with extremely powerful start. They do almost kill Prostaleg, but I think that's looking even grimmer than Game 1, guys. It's already 10k gold lead, and it's looking really nice here for Radiance Blinkers. I think it's kind of grim, especially when your troll is basically double the net worth of your carry. The troll is gigantic, already almost has the MKB. He's going to be an absolute monster this game for sure. Can basically get whatever he chooses from this point forward. Does anyone know in the draft when they picked troll? Was it after the supports were picked for Radiant? Smoke grenade does pop. They find Prostaleg, but to no avail. They hit the swap on Hoshi Batista. Interesting stun, but isn't going to matter too much. I don't think it mattered where he stunned there. Last pick troll. Yeah, okay. It's good to say the supports don't really make too much sense against troll. That's the main thing. Raisin is here. They send the Yules on top of this Abaddon, but it's a little bit off. Moon 7 Silver is still chilling. He does have the ulti. They do have an opportunity to fight if they want. Prostaleg does send the ulti, but it's only Jonesy that's stuck in here. Moon 7 Silver is going to be absolutely rooted by Raisin. Does get the A-click down to business. Does get a little bit of Yules. Chain Frost a little bit off here, but Neku's looking for anyone to find. Nice little bushwhack to stop that find on the side. Jonesy, unfortunately, not being able to have the impact that he thought he'd be able to have this game, and a lot of that is on the fact because of this Mars. I think Mars is doing such a good job with this ulti, this Arena of Blood, to prevent any fights from happening, or any good fights on the way that they want to do it. You can see that the way that the fights are evolving is just like it's not possible to kill anyone, especially if DP manages to get some socks off. If Raisin manages to press his ulti, of course, becomes invulnerable. And the Tormentor does go to Keklik, and this is a very powerful shot, guys. The Ice Spire. Super good. We saw how Keklik used it last game. Didn't mention it too much, but I think he did really well last game with that Ice Spire. And we can definitely see his impact. I wouldn't be too surprised if this guy goes straight for a blink right after this Ether Lens and looks for solo kill pick off, especially on this Jonesy guy. Raisin does get his MKB. It is finished up, as Zinger said. He is going towards that MKB, but they do find a nice kill here on Neku at the top here. It's just a little solo kill. J-Bud just blinks forward, presses Diabolic Edict, hits the stun, just gets some free damage. So nicely done from J-Bud. They're looking for something a little bit more in addition to that tier 1 tower that they just took at the top lane, but not going to find too much here, as Jonesy is just trying to clean out the waves a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised if they go for Roche here. Yeah, definitely makes sense, especially if they have the lifesteal source. I think if Raisin had some way to get some lifesteal, he'd solo this, which it looks like he does. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, from his Storm and Curio, so nicely done. Shaco's here, does blink forward, is directly on top of the fire burns, almost manages to dodge the attacks from this from his passive, this Mistwood's Wayfarer. He can, like, you know, direct it towards the creeps. Nice effort, but I think he would have lived there if that's how that would have worked. But the Echo is used. Nice solo kill, 1100 gold, 1100 damage just to secure that one, and really, really cool. Ags Lesh. The problem is once Troll gets Ags, this has a dispel on the W.
Radiance bottom towers seem better.
When you're in ranged form, when you do ranged axes, you dispel people, and I'm pretty sure that this is dispellable. The Nihilism.
Radiance bottom tower ain't pretty.
I actually don't know. Neku does get us a little bit of a suck. They are going to try and find it. They do send the ulti. J-Bot is still getting a little bit of suck here. They're going to try and find, but on the bottom lane, Raisin is there. I'm just going to watch this for now. I probably shouldn't have, because they do get a nice double kill. They are sitting on top of Neku here. So much damage, but they managed to bring him down. I actually didn't know that that's how that worked. I didn't know that's how Nihilism worked. Interesting. Cool.
Double damage.
Thank you for telling me, chat. Shard is incoming after this Kyra and Sange on Leshrac. Amplified damage is going to be the choice here for the rune. Well, not really a choice, but it's going to be the rune picked up here for the Proster Leg. Heading towards that BKB, and it's going to be a really important pickup with all of this damage. Of course, there is some BKB piercing stuff like Diabolic Edict, as well as the Dawn ulti. Oh, speaking of Abaddon, they do come through, hit the stun nicely actually saved here from Slenderous P. They do hit the double. Here comes to Fire Burns, does hit the nude. Yeah, manages to finally hit it. Huge ES ulti though, manages to hit on top of the two supports on the Radiant side. Proselyte trying to make something happen here. I don't think it's looking as good as they expected it to. Proselyte is here. Oh, I tell a lie. Here comes Raisin. He's on the ulti for him. He's going to try and find someone under the tower. Moon 7 Silvers does still have his ulti. Yeah, Raisin, you do not have your ulti anymore, but you do have that Aegis of the Immortal, as well as... Oh, Raisin, are you stuck here? No, you might not be. Oh, he's still in. Getting a little bit of damage. That's going to be his Aegis use. Hoshi Batista could have died, does die from that last little auto attack. Moon 7 Silver is going to make his way out, and this Ice Spire is chilling here. Jonesy throwing out his Celestial Hammer to try and stop the push, but not going to make too much of a difference here as Raisin is moving forward.
There goes the Radiance.
You can see the power that this Lich has. Oh, a little bit of a nombo there where he breaks it with the Celestial Hammer. They move forward. The ulti does go through, breaks through onto Neku. That's going to be free gold, plus 20 gold for that Ice Spire. That should probably give a little bit more gold, Valve. IMO. You guys overcooked? All good. All good, boys, all good. Death Prophet does have that Eternal Shroud now. It's going to be quite good specifically against this Pulse Nova spell. I think in general this is a little bit of a weak item, I would say. I think most of the time I don't see a lot of higher MMR players getting this. It does only give 20% magic resist. And then when you get more and more stacks, it only gives 3.5% more. So at max stacks, it gives 6, 12, 18, 38% magic resist. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. I normally see other items. To be honest, I would have liked to see Glimmer Cape on the Death Prophet. Seems pretty good to me. Gives him movement speed, right, when he uses it? Or is that's no longer a thing? No, it gives 20 movement speed. Or maybe even just a completely different item. Just more HP. Anyway, Proster Leg done so well so far. Was going towards that that BKB. He's getting towards it again now. Ogre Axe is on the way. Axe is here. Mithril Hammer will be on the way shortly. Raisin does have the Troll Aghanim Scepter. Now this one does, in case you didn't know, the ranged axes dispels enemies and the melee axes dispels yourself. Very, very powerful considering how short of a cooldown these are. Can be extremely, extremely good against like Ghost Scepter, stuff like that. But they do find Hoshi Batista here in the middle lane, getting a little bit big for his britches. Little ping coming out here, and this is a dire ward here placed by Keklik. They are going to see Slanderous P if they do try and get the D ward. Keklik is here ready to find something. They do hit the Hypnotize. Oh, they actually miss here. Wow, nice little double stun. Moon7 Silver is here. Keklik does need to send out the ulti, but isn't going to get a chance to. Prostaleg gets the lead on the side. Neku's trying to find something, managing to still survive here on the Hoodwink. Prostaleg is also still alive somehow. Raisin doesn't pop his BKB, still living somehow. The slow does come through. Neku is going to get hit by this next stun as well, does. But Moon7 Silver is still chilling on the side. This is the Yules. Raisin does. This is going to be a double stun on the backside here. I believe the Fire Burns. There's no mana, unfortunately, for this Bushwhack. They'll send out the ulti. This Abaddon is trying to get away, but to no avail. Neku is still living somehow on the backline. Managed to cop like 4 or 5 stuns if I'm not mistaken. Hoshi Batista blinks in, and here comes the Raisin. Does die. The Godlike Shriek does go to J-Bud. Still living here on Prostaleg. Prostaleg, you're not as strong as you think you are, my friend. This is going to die to this next Pulse Nova tick, or even the next stun. Neku is here as well. A couple of nukes under the tower. They are moving forward. Hoshi Batista tries to find someone, but Slanderous P is still here. Needs to use Soul Crest on himself, and he does, but gets blocked by his own creeps, unfortunately. And the fight looked almost good for the Piggies, and this is going to be the next Rax is going to go down towards them. Hoshi Batista throwing out some random nukes.
Radiance mid-ranks is taking a licking.
Trying to find something, but it isn't able to find anything, and just like that, oh, they might be able to mount to defense. I think if Lesh blinks in now. It's not only Lich at the back here. They don't have way. They do find him. They do hit the stun. There's going to be Neku here trying to get the next Rax, but yeah, it's going to be the death of him. Lots of non-bows here, by the way, with this Bushwhack. The bouncing split earth, the recasting split earth also kills the trees, as well as the celestial hammer. And Hoshi Batista uses his nuke to make his way out. They should probably give away that there's a ward there onto Fireburns. Yeah, it does buy a whole bunch of wards. There's no reason for him to do this exact thing to get those exact creeps at that exact time. It does give away that you give away the wards. They have a ward to give you vision there, so. J-Bud is getting towards that BKB. Does have enough gold for it now. We'll see if he opts to purchase it, or if he wants to hold out for a BKB. Let's get a really important item here, guys. This is really powerful on Leshrac. Plus 10% all spell damage. So that includes your split earths, including the ones you get back from your shard. Includes all of your diabolic edict. So that means for every 10 diabolic edicts, you're doing 1 extra 1. It's super powerful. Lightning storm, really, really powerful. And of course, pulse nova. For every pulse, 10 pulses you're hitting, you're doing an extra 1 on every worth, and for everyone. So super, super powerful. They do see Prostaleg here. They hit the nuke. They do hit the Yules, but Slanderous P is here. It's going to be the death of the 2 supports for here. Neku does pop the Exo a little bit. Okay. I just read an extremely weird chat message. First time chatter. Hey, I was shitting so much. It was so nice. I'm glad to hear it, my friend. I'm happy you had a good shit. Neku using the exorcism a little bit prematurely. Not going to get too much out of this. There is no Roshan for a little bit. And the bleeding has been stemmed quite a bit here. Even though it's looking very green for the Piggies, the gold lead is not extending. Raisin is here. Across the leg, they do find Jonesy. Who headed through is silence. It's going to be the death of him unless he gets a swap, but the swap, it might not be there. I tell a lie. Here comes Moon7 Silver with a nice dispel. Here comes a Lich ult as well. Nice Lich ult. Turns out to be really, really good against this Dawn ulti, but they do get the swap. Somehow Jonesy is still alive, but Hoshi Batista puts an end to that very quickly. Blinks forward. does hit him with the echo, and Hoshi Batista is probably gonna be the death of him here. Moon 7 Silver is still alive, pops the BKB here on J-Pod. He's gonna find Prosta Leg, will have to stay back if he wants to find this kill. Will find it. Neku is sucking, trying to get away. He does have the Frost Shield on top of him. What can Lich do? Lich has absolutely nothing. This is gonna be the death of Neku here as well. And don't forget that this Raisin did manage to make their way out of this fight as well. He's going to be heading towards that Satanic. I'm not sure exactly what they can do against him when he does get that Satanic. Because don't forget, he can still use his Whirling Axes while he's in ulti. That means he will dispel the Spirit Vessel if he times it at a correct time. And they do still defend this top Rax, guys. It is still alive. The gold lead does send a little bit more towards the Piggies. And it is suddenly, Gay Ben says, 25-75% game. Little Piggies did such a good job of saving Jonesy there, managing to get his ulti off. We had the Abaddon Moon 7 Silver managed to survive as well. Has that Manta style. We haven't checked on him for a while. He's going to be heading towards that Orchid, which I think is probably finished based on these items here. And going for that Bloodthorn right afterwards. I think a really important objective that's going to be coming up soon, guys, is this Roshan. Roshan's very, very scary for the Radiant team, so they might want to make sure that they can test that. We haven't really seen any huge Echo Slams so far, but they have been very, very powerful. We'll have to see what Hoshi Batista can do about it. Prosta Leg as well, doing very well starting off these fights, using his BKB Yules to set up these spears in such a nice way. I think they kind of expected this fight after that initial go to go a little bit better for them, especially onto the Dawnbreaker, but Abaddon do really, really nice job to get that fight going. Getting a message from some people in the player draft that says, I got on a nice team. Thank you. I'll respond to that a little bit later, but they are on the Roshan, guys. And this time, Radiant, they have nothing to respond with. It's going to be the death of this second Roshan. And this time, there's a Roshan's banner. Shield Rune. Very strong. Lasting a little bit too long, if you ask me. Wish it lasted about 66% of its time. Aghanim Scepter finished up on DP as well. And guys, if you're looking at the net worth, the only hero, most of this net worth advantage is on Raisin, if I'm being honest, and the supports. J-Bud and Moon 7 Silver are actually doing a really good job of staying able to survive in this game. I think we're kind of seeing the effect that happens when Troll manages to press ulti and it's just stuck to the Abaddon. It's really miserable for him because he can't get off him. It's just like presses R. And if you ever have a chance where you can blink with your ulti on, you can blink because you're not taking any damage. Of course, that is somewhat negated with these roots that do come through from this battle stance. So we'll see how that is going to come to effect in the next few fights. Looks like they want to go high ground again here. I do somewhat agree with this. We'll see what they actually want to do. Raisin, throwing out some auto attacks. Does hit the stun. The stun is going to expand further and further, but I'm not sure if it's going to make enough time. We'll probably need to send out a few more stuns here on the left track. They do hit the illusion. Nice. This is a much better stun. This is going to hit a lot more people here. Smoke does come through to Fire Burns. The bouncing stuns do come through. The second stun comes through on Raisin here. He's going to get hit by this nuke. Does hit the nuke. It's kind of getting a little bit scary for him here. It's his double siege creep behind this Roshan's banner. Very, very powerful. They are going to have to bring those, either kill those or deal with this banner. What are they going to do? Prostelek on the max side does get roared, so he can't blink in. Raisin does cop a stun. Does do so much damage because of that nuke. They do find this Hoodwink. Hoodwink is found. Still, oh my god, humongous nuke here comes through on the silence, but they do actually get the ulti off from Dawnbreaker. Raisin has pressed R, is A-clicking. Jonesy does die. The Hoodwink does fire back. Does hit the nuke. The double stun comes through. Slender's P pushes him forward, but this is, don't forget guys, this is with the Aegis. What does he still have? He doesn't have BKB, he doesn't have Radiance. This actually might be the death of him. Huge Glipnir here. If they can hit a stun. Oh my god, the triple stun. Oh no, Hoshi Batista, he's stunned back here before he blinked. What's he doing? J-Bud's still here, sitting the nuke. Keklik does need to cop one more auto attack before he dies. We'll see how long this Eternal Shroud can keep him alive for on Neku, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. Meanwhile, in the top lane here, Hoshi Batista is being chased down by the Abaddon. Neku is just slowly living, and Hoshi Batista does manage to make their way out just by blinking, TPing away, which does make a lot of sense considering that Abaddon doesn't have a way to stop those TPs. Really nice hold here. And guys, I was a bit concerned about the high ground defense, but this J-Bud Leshrac with this Aghanim with his Aghanim Shard is kind of making it happen. There's a lot of Raxes that are exposed right now, but somehow the only Raxes they've lost is this middle ranged Rax. They do have a good chance still, I would say, especially as this lead begins to dwindle down to 8k right now. Moon7 Silver does find something, but this time he's not playing Lone Druid. This time he's playing Abaddon and doesn't push quite as hard. Gaben gives the Radiant team a 20% chance to win. At one point they were up to 25%, but we'll have to see how it goes from here. I really think they need to play for this next Roche. I think the Radiance Blinker is like a little bit gung-ho when it comes to going high ground with the Roche. I think they need to make sure that they're getting the correct fights where it looks good for them. Lots and lots of save on the Radiant team makes that difficult. Meanwhile, Slanderous P, they've just killed Lich, and then Lich doesn't have buyback. This could be a nice little go for them. They literally just killed him. Swap is ready here on Slanderous P. What I think it would be kind of a cool play for them to actually just start a fight on their own terms with the Dawn. I really think they could have taken that fight. There's no Lich. I think they could have swapped in the Mars to find something. Just kill him 100 to 0. Mars does, of course, have that BKB. Let's blink away. Abba does have that Bloodthorn finished. Thornbreaker does have the Ags and BKB, as well as the Vlad's now finished up. Does really like this Vlad's on Jonesy. I feel like 4-staffs would be really value for him and his team. 4-staff looks really, really strong this game. Smoke on Slanderous P might be popped by Raisin and Neku here. But they're seen by this Watcher instead. Neku's going to show on the middle lane, and Hoshi Batista is showing on top lane. This might be a go option for them if they choose for it to be. This time they are not. Troll, finding safely under this ward paced by Keklik, has lasted almost a full 6 minutes, but Moon7 Silver did get a nice little D-ward in the base. This ward just out of range of this sentry. See where we go from here with Keklik. Let's pop the smoke. Let's find Abaddon. Abaddon is still okay here. Manages to blink out because he is extremely tanky with that aphotic shield. No damage actually done to him. This doesn't actually do damage, right? Yeah, no. It gives you mana drain and then gives you bonus damage for your other spells. Defense comes through again here. Hoshi Batista looking for something. Does have his shard, does have that 90 fissure damage talent, so can take any farm that he needs. You can see he's going up the farm ladders as we speak. Yashakaya is done. Yul's Scepter is done. And it's just farming up every single wave here. Abaddon is just chilling here, by the way. It's going to TP away. Will TP away. Uses his Manta Illusions to try and cut the wave a little bit. Yeah, his aphotic shield is going to probably clear most of this wave here. This double siege creep is very, very scary. Oh, they do go here, actually. They find Slanderous P. It's the Ags. With the Ags, does manage to go on Raisin, but that is going to be the death of him. Hoshi Batista tries to find the backline, but doesn't. They are going to have to defend this without Avenge if they want to. The Dire team doing such a good job of taking their pushes with these huge creeps, by the way. I think that it's really, really powerful for them. Neku did pop the Exorcism, and it's going to be the rest. That is going to be the death of these two Raxes. Across the leg, does find one. I'm surprised that hit. Looked like it shouldn't have hit. But they are going to take the fight here. They are hypnotized here on Moon7 Silver on the back. The ulti is used by Raisin. He's on top of the Fire Bones. Does find him. J-Bud trying to find his way out. Moon7 Silver is still alive. Does still have ulti. Trying to get rid of all of these nukes, but is living. Raisin trying to find something, but I'm not sure if it's going to matter too much. Abaddon is rooted on the backline. Hoshi Batista gets a huge Echo Slam. And that's going to be the death of 4 of their heroes. J-Bud, the only one that's still alive for now. He's trying to get sucked down a little bit. Prosthetic does have a blink in a few seconds. Does jump forward. He's trying to find him. Will find it, but he's going to have to spend the buyback to find something here. Moon 7 Silver does get the bounce nukes here. He's going to have to press the Manta. That's one last nuke. And Keklik, I knew he was going to do it at some point. Absolutely deletes one of the cores from the game with his gameplay. We have to see how Death Prophet's going to live here. Oh, denies himself. What the fuck? How did that happen? I guess he killed himself with the suck or something. Not sure exactly sure how that happened, but J-Bud is just being controlled while Raisin does go for the megas, and Raisin does secure those objectives. They do swap Hoshi Batista in, do blink forward here on J-Bud, and they do find the kill here on Hoshi Batista. Not exactly sure how they got the deny. Guess it has something to do with Spirit Siphon, I guess. Interesting. So much damage done by every single player. You can see how much damage J-Bud is doing here. Just unfortunately not able to be supported by the rest of his team. Well, not supported, but you know, they don't have the damage. Outworld Staff? Yeah, it's probably Outworld Staff, right? Because it deals damage to himself. I haven't seen anybody actually die from that, to be honest. So I think this is just this is magic damage, so you can like resist it. Not resist it, but you know, it gets reduced by magic resist. It's looking grim here for the Piggies. They do have 5%. They take the fight of their lives. I think a lot of the fight depends on Abaddon actually getting on top of a really important target, like the Lich or something like that. But I don't know if they can do it with a third Roshan here. Raisin making their way forward into Prostaleg as well, making their way forward, trying to tank for his troll, but to no avail. It's gonna be a refresher shard. See where they want to take this refresher. I guess it's probably gonna go onto the Troll Warlord. This time he's learned his lesson. No, he hasn't. We'll have 1 second where he is respawns. Oh, Jokes gives it over to Prostaleg. So now he has the double Hex. Double Mars ulti can make the Venn diagram of death if you so chooses. I think a real standout player for me this game has been Keklik. I think especially last game as well. I think this Lich player did really well. Obviously on the comfort hero. Very high skill floor hero as well. I think he did really nicely in game 2 here, as well as game 1. Using the creep. Prostaleg, secured. Nice. Hoshi Batista hits the stun, but chooses not to follow it up with the Echo or the Aftershock. How come this guy has no... what's it called? Oh, swap! They're going in Kekku, but does use himself. This is going to be Avenger Ags here. He's going to come back to life, but on the meantime, on the backside here, Prostaleg, let's find the Hex into the ulti. He's going to probably refresh, but here comes the bouncing as well. J-Bud trying to find a way out of this fight, but can't manage to find any kind of fight out, any way out of the fight. Instead, there's just going to be Raisin, does come through, presses R, A clicks, and it's probably going to be all she wrote here. Meanwhile, this is Abaddon who's chilling here as well. Does get a little bit of suck. Doesn't have the ulti, but insane amount of damage on the backline here from Hoshi Batista. He's trying to save to Fire Burns, but isn't going to come to no avail. Moon 7 Silver still alive somehow. Another Yules comes through. A Hex comes through as well. And Enchant Totem trying to find something. Moon 7 Silver trying to get on top of Hoshi Batista here, but isn't going to be able to find him because he's just running away. Meanwhile, Slenderous P getting the Giga Suck from Keklik. Nicely done from him. And that is going to be another death on the side of the Radiance. Hoshi Batista tipping Moon 7 Silver. Honestly, well tipped, considering he chased for ages. Probably needed like a harpoon or something.
Radiance mid tower's coming apart. Radiance mid tower.
Nicely done from Hoshi, just chasing him around. And meanwhile in the mid lane, the Ancient is going to go down, and GG is called. So it ends up as a 1-1, guys. Little Piggies take game 1, and Hoshi Batista and friends on Radiance Blinkers take number 2. Keklik is female? Okay. I don't know why this Hoshi Batista guy doesn't have any Cosmetics. He didn't have one on Nyx either. Hello, Prosta Leg. Congratulations on your 1-1. Nice game there, though. I think it ended up as well, it did end up as a 1-1. I think game 2 was a little bit more one-sided than game 1. I was a little bit scatterbrained at the start. Obviously, I had some technical issues from going into the game because I couldn't update my Dota. But yeah, I think you could really see the value of the Warlock in game 1, and the line as well in game 1 compared to the support duo that was on Little Pigs. So yeah, I think that's kind of was one really big part of the high ground defense from Little Pigs, because they didn't have the same Warlock hero. Little Pigs, meanwhile, I think in game number 2, yeah, they had this like Venge and Hoodwink. I'm not a big fan of Venge support in general. I think it's okay. I think it's much better core, I would say. The Dawnbreaker was pretty well addressed, I would say. I think the Troll hero kind of good against Dawn. Lich looks really, really nice. The Visage as well in game 1 looked really, really good from Prostaleg. Really well played from them. But yeah, guys, it does end up being a 1-1. I think that was a good series to watch, fun to cast. Some cringe moments from Radiance Blinkers. I'm not saying G when ready, TBH. But we'll leave it at that, huh?